What's going on, everybody? Welcome to day 18 of my carnivore diet journey and my diary. This is where I come to confess my sins. Just kidding, and but just share my daily information with you guys. And apparently, some burp, a little bit of a little bit of burp. I just had some dinner. So, guys, here's my dinner. I'm actually eating it in my studio. You can see the three meatballs and the piece of steak. Now, you see that size of piece of steak? It's not real big. I actually had a couple of those earlier today. Um, Anyways, which I'm sure I told you about. I'm recording this when I eat. And there's the bacon. All right, so that's my dinner tonight. All right, guys, back to me. As you can see, I had the steak and so as far as what I had left, I have part of like one meatball and like maybe like this, probably about 4 bites of steak maybe or something. I don't know. So that size of steak, I don't know how many ounces. It's obviously not real big, probably 6 or 8 ounce piece of steak. So, yeah, I got free steak today. So I am super happy. So you're probably like, I want free steak. Well, it's not like I don't have like a tip for you. Like, there's no secret on this one. I have free steak because I work for a company that decided to have a Christmas lunch for their employees. And apparently they forgot to, or they thought I would be back in time, but they sent me far away out in the field. So I didn't quite get back in time. I almost made it, but the awesome thing is I have a great coworker slash boss, like supervisor, that took a condo. He took a condo. He took a condo container. It was a to-go container type deal, and he put 3 steaks and 2 pieces of chicken. And so that was really cool of him to do that for me. He was thinking of me, and they're very supportive. Like I said, I have a great place that I work at in the daytime. Also, oh yeah, and then 2 of the pieces of steak, they weren't like hot, but they were still pretty warm. So I just grabbed me some napkins, went out to my work vehicle, and just ended up eating them by hand. The good old like the way they used to do back in the cave days, right? But yeah, I just was eating those couple steaks, and I was actually hungry though. I was a little hungry, and I was eating the steaks, and I had a couple of them. I had a couple of those, and satiated me. And then later tonight, I had that one steak, those 3 meatballs, and the bacon. Probably about 3 pieces of bacon altogether. Like because some of them are broke apart, they're not full. But that was my dinner. Again, like I said, I ate all the bacon, the 2 and partial meatball, and most of that steak. But like I said, I had 2 other of those smaller little steaks earlier. I'm even surprised they served steak and chicken at this lunch, this Christmas lunch. It was like, I mean, the other years we must be doing good, because the other years maybe we got barbecue or something, or like just chicken or whatever. Like I never had steak at a, so that it was like catered or something, I guess, or whoever. So, which brings me up to a quick little point. One thing I want to say is, if you're in that situation and you get steak from like a luncheon thing, I want you to not stress about necessarily what is all on the steak. I mean, you could split hairs, right? I mean, I know there's gonna be possibly some purists out there, but honestly, like if you're in that situation, if they made the steaks with olive oil or other certain things, maybe even something that's kind of sugary based, to marinate. I mean, who knows what these places do, right? Don't stress, because honestly, you're eating like a huge amount of good quality steak, okay, and some fat in there. And the little bit of maybe seed oils or the little bit of whatever, it's not going to harm you in a long term, because you're not, if you're not doing it anymore on a regular basis, then every once in a while when you get those small trace amounts, don't stress about it. Okay, don't stress about it. Just enjoy what's there. And it was a good steak. I could tell it had some pepper. Like I said, there was probably a few little spices that I probably don't use right now, but again, it was free. I'm not going to pass up steak. I've been eating ground beef, and when my boss hooked me up with like 3 steaks and 2 chicken, when I asked him, I was like, "Hey, were you supposed to hook me up with like 3 steaks or something? Like, what's up?" But he was just like, "Yeah, man, that's no big deal. Like they told me I could have got more for you if I want." I was like, "You should have." The cost of steak. I mean, I know it's not a ribeye cut, but you know what I mean. And so it's awesome. I was taking advantage of that. I'll probably snack on the rest of this, so don't be surprised if that's what I end up eating completely tonight. So I know that technically it's not the end of the day. I always do this, but I also recorded the dinner separately because I sat down in my studio and I was like, I was gonna record. I thought about recording, but I'm like, well, then the food's gonna get even. I had to microwave it just a little bit, like 30 seconds. I was like, the food's gonna get cold, and like, I wanted to enjoy it while it's still kind of warm. So I just like recorded it real quick. That's why I did that. So that's really about it as far as everything else goes. Again, I'm continuing the magnesium. And I don't know, as far as energy goes, energy was pretty decent, good energy level. Sleep wise, I'm still tossing and turning, but I think that's more of on me. So we could probably get into my sleep stuff, but I think I did mention before that I sleep kind of like sitting up on one of the elevated beds, and I sleep a little reclined, but I sleep enough to where I can fall asleep and not like fall forward. There's enough back where I can, fall asleep. Sometimes I'll, be leaned over, slumped down a little bit. Probably not the greatest on my back. Sometimes when I'm slumped down, but to me, it's better than trying to lay down and then I wake up with the snoring really bad. I probably should be on like a CPAP machine at that point or something. But with me sitting up, I wake up and I feel, I don't have that snoring, sore throat, like the nasal soreness and whatnot. And then when I can't have a bed that I can sit up in, like if I travel, I'll get pillows, I'll put stuff, and I'll make a way that I can kind of sit up and get semi comfortable. Sometimes I'll even sleep in a hotel room. I'll let my wife sleep in the bed or whatever, and I'll just sleep on the couch. Like if some of those hotel rooms have couches in them, and a lot of times, or even like an arm type chair, not like a office chair, but like an actual, not a recliner, but you know what I mean, just a chair, a cushy chair. And I'll sleep in those sometimes, just prop a little pillow up there and just kind of kick back. And I'm telling you, it really helps me for me being overweight. Now, who knows? One day, maybe I'll get to a weight where I can lay down and it's not such a big issue. So, but I've got to get there first. And I know some of you guys can relate. I'm gonna do a few videos that are gonna be separate than my daily vlogs. It's not videos to like preach, because again, I'm only on day 18, right? Who am I to preach? But I feel it's important that I want to address some things, because I think, excuse me, I just got a little bit of meat going on here in my teeth. Okay. I want to address something. There's a couple things I want to address in a couple videos. So I definitely want to do that. And I feel it's important because I think the reason why some of you out there watch like people like me or other people on this journey, or that are just starting, because either one, you're curious, maybe you're doing cardio, you want to check out things, but ultimately, whatever the reason is, I think the reason why, because I think sometimes when you watch, if the channel is too big and it gets too manufactured, like if the channel's too good, because see, I could do like a high level production if I wanted. I have professional camera equipment, believe it or not. I know you guys watch my stream, or I know you guys watch my stuff. I don't have, well, here's some of it, but this is like part of my documentary rig, right here. See, I've got, believe it or not, your boy Josh here actually does quite a bit of different cinematography stuff and photography. So I know when you watch this and you're like, his quality sucks, kind of like his green screen stuff sucks. He's got, different things. It's just because these are just quick videos. I got this webcam thing I'm using on my PC. It's not a big deal in that sense. And I don't really want to do a high level production and all this stuff. I just want to keep it simple and raw for you guys. But the point I'm getting at is I also think sometimes when we do start seeing people with these high level productions and they start getting really, really big, it's almost like there's this weird thing, and I don't know. I think you guys, maybe you can relate, maybe you can comment, but it almost feels like they get so big and their production levels get so good that they're okay to watch, but then I almost feel like I don't know if I can trust them anymore because they start pushing different little products and things like that, and they're doing stuff, and I don't know if there's any ulterior motives, and I think maybe that's why some of you kind of go back to basics and watch people that are just starting out or these type of things. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I do when I go and look at Carnivore. I look at the doctors like Sean Baker and Chaffee and Barry and all the different people out there. I look at them as a source of science, actual science behind these things, and science theory. And not only that, but these doctors have been tracking lab results of their patients. These are carnivore doctors, and they've been tracking lab results. They keep an eye on those things. They know exactly what to look for, and they're seeing just a ton of great things. And I see the comments, the all that stuff. So that's what I go to those channels for. But then what I do is when I go, I like going to people that are down to earth and that are really not afraid to express what they're experiencing and what they're doing. So even my recent new friend from across the pond, Rick Van Man, you guys, half of you, like more than half of you now, have started following me from him. But his videos are really good as well. I like that as far as like with his stuff. And now obviously I came across his channel. Actually, he came across me first. I didn't even realize anything about him really. And then when he commented, and I started looking at who, commented, like my first few comments, he was one of them. And I clicked on his thing and I was like, oh, he's got a channel. And I noticed it wasn't like a channel devoted to like Carnivore. It wasn't like, Mr. Carnivore or whatever. And I'm not making fun of anybody that does. I think that's really good if you're devoted to a carnivore channel as well. But here's this guy. He's only a couple days ahead of me, and he had just started his journey of quitting sugar. Essentially having this sort of 90-day challenge as well. So that was weird. Do you ever have like a top lip thing up by your teeth just kind of catch in a weird way? Anyways, makes it weird. All right, so sorry about that. I'm gonna leave that in there. I'm gonna leave that in there for you. I'm not gonna edit that out. But anyways, back to like But like people like Rick, that's being real. They're sharing their journey, their trials, their errors. When you try something, it doesn't work out, or if you do some things and then you got to back off a little bit. It's good to know those things, and that's why when he was debating whether or not to continue doing daily videos, it was great to see his the followers, and even included myself, like, no, you keep doing daily. We want to know. But that's why I also want to share, and I want to vlog this not only for myself but for you guys. I want you to know when I have battles, I'm going to tell you my demons. I'm going to tell you the battle, you know. So so yeah, I guess the point of this, I don't even know what the point of this really was. I guess it was just talking about, when you're looking for that carnivore information and you're trying to, I just think carnivore, and maybe also another thing, maybe you're like me, carnivore almost seems too good to be true. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you guys? It's almost like carnivore is, I'm not saying it's a cure-all, but it's like when you discover something and you're like, there's no way. Because all my life, everything has been all geared toward that damn food pyramid and the structure of the diet. I mean, I had to go to classes. I've met fitness instructors. My wife used to be a fitness instructor. I did the Team Beachbody coach thing. All these things, and you go through these fitness schools, and they're all based on calories and, eating, enough calories with your exercise, and sort of outdoing your calories, with enough to where you start losing weight. But it always end up with failure, always yo-yo, because eventually you just get tired of being hungry, or just that diet just fails. And so then you go back, and then you gain weight, and you yo-yo back, and then it's even worse. I did come across one of my fitness, like I use my fitness. I've been using my Fitness Pal. Fitness Pal, when Fitness Pal came out originally, it had just came out. It was brand new, and it was great. It came along right at the right time, and I had it linked to things. I loved back when it was free, like completely, pretty much, and you could link it to everything, and you could do everything. There was no. Now you have to carefully navigate through. There's still free, but you have to, you only get some basic stuff, and then you got to kind of navigate through. But anyways, it has still kept my weight progress from, I don't know, for several years here. And so I want to share that with you guys one of these days here, and you can see my chart. I mean, it's just, you can see the yo-yo effect, and you can see these things. You can see how low I got down to. And it's awesome, and to see that kind of information still around. And I'll have to get that and probably screenshot it and show you guys or something. I'll have to find a way to kind of walk through some things on it for you. But it's pretty cool. You guys will hopefully you'll want to check that out. Other than that, tonight I just wanted to let you know, yeah, I'm gonna be working on a few videos. I've got another video I'm getting ready to work on for a friend, hopefully this weekend. And I don't really want to give it away just yet. I want to get this done because I want to see if I can organize this video the way I hope so. And that'll be fun. I'm excited for that. And other than that, you guys are awesome, man. I've got a ton of followers, probably thanks to Rick, and maybe a few of you that didn't come from Rick Van Man. But if you're not from Rick Van Man, I say, hey, go sub to him. Just like it sounds, Rick Van Man. Just look it up and go follow his journey. He's got a lot of great content. He does all kinds of other stuff too. I was checking out some of his other things. It's a variety channel, so go check it out. But right now he's doing like the daily vlogs, sugar and all that. Some really interesting things, and he's been experimenting and like even making his own sausage. You know, it makes me want to do it. I don't know if I have the money right now to go out and get a sausage maker. But in any case, that's about it, guys. Other than, oh, and some of the comments, again, I've been trying to respond to everybody. If I didn't respond to you, if I missed your comment, I apologize. I tried to get to everybody. So if your comment's there, somehow it may have gotten buried and I just couldn't find it in the notifications anymore or something. But, you know, if so, hit me up again. Say something else again, and I'll try to respond back or like it or something. What else? And then for those of you, now I have been getting some people that are just starting the carnivore diet. Some people are struggling. It's kind of rough. Listen, if you need support, go back and watch. This is why I do this. Watch my day 1, my day 2, my day 3. Watch some of that. But also, I put myself out there. Like, I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy. But I have been researching, and I've been watching videos and researching for like the last 2 years. And I have done carnivore for 2 months last year and was successful for those 2 months. I didn't quit because of the diet. So if you have problems, I like to put myself out there and just say, I'm always here for you guys. Just like you're there for me and you're cheering me on, you're giving me support. That really, really helps. You guys have been a fantastic. Seriously, I can't ask for a better group of followers so far. You guys have been amazing with just your comments and your love and your support. And, you know, it's awesome. It really is. But I'm also there for you guys, too, because I got some of you that are starting out even further back than me now. And you're just starting out or you're getting ready to start. So if you're hitting some bumps in the road, you want some advice, hey, I'm here for you. And I'm going to have a few more videos coming up that I'm going to address some things that may also help you. Because, again, out of all the videos I watch, I try to find ones, like, I've tried to find some things that I want to sort of really dive deep into the psyche of some of this. That way, when you guys are struggling or if you're trying to figure some things out, I'm going to try to organize some of that thought for you and try to help you in those things, which I don't always hear a lot. I hear the doctors, the carnivore doctors, they're really going to keep preaching the LDL stuff, kidneys functions. All these videos are going to be about like your kidneys or liver or your, you know, all these things that these symptoms that can be fixed by a carnivore. Because think about it, that's what, you know, a doctor's going to really help you with that. But they don't always get into some of the psychological addiction part of things, and I'm going to get into some of that. It's more sometimes than what people truly realize. So I'm going to get into the realistic, from an everyday person's perspective, of what that true addiction really means and other things like that. So anyways, guys, this video is getting a little long. Thank you all so much. And I think, oh, duh, I do this every time, don't I? I get rambling on things. You guys didn't remind me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not live. Okay, one is, do you guys want me to do a live? Do you guys want me to do a live one of these days? I could probably do a live one day. That could be something. We could look at that. A live of just talking about stuff, about carnivore. And then the other thing is, I do want to let you know, guys, because remember, I do try to remember, how did I feel today? Well, I was telling you about the sleep. I did toss and turn a little bit, but it was pretty solid for a while. Like I woke up and I was tired and I wanted to go back to bed, but I had to get up for work. So, but energy wise, once I got working and once I got up and got around, I felt pretty good. I didn't feel hyped up or anything like on caffeine or something, but as far as just not, I wasn't really dragging anything. It was all right. It was pretty good. I felt good. I felt pretty solid. I use the word solid a lot because that's the best way to describe it. There was no squishiness to how I felt today. That I didn't feel bloated. I have not felt really any bloating or that sort of feverish aches or pains at all. Like none at all so far for the first, this whole first time. I know some people have had bad experiences their first couple of days of carnivore, but again, your body has to adjust. And some people go right from bad habits and they're like, I'm going to do carnivore. Sometimes you may, like when I first did it last year, I spent 2 weeks doing keto. I still had, 4 or 5 pieces of broccoli with, some chicken and I would have more keto friendly meals. I would look up people that did keto recipes, and I would look up for dinner ideas, and I would cook the ones that I could do. Oh, and also, would you guys like? So I'm asking you guys, would you guys like me to do a live one of these times? If not, it's not a big deal. Also, would you like me to do? I'm gonna do a video of food cost. Like basically low budget carnivore. So, if you guys are interested in that, let me know if that's something that you want to know. Because basically I'm gonna kind of let people know what I do, how much I spend, and what the sort of true average cost is for one person with carnivore for a month. So I'm going to do that. Real numbers. I'm going to share that. But let me know what you think. Guys, we will see you tomorrow, day 19. We're inching closer to closing away another week and another tick off and headed toward 90 days. But, I look at it more of just the 90 days. Like, I don't even know why the 90 days is really a thing. I think it's just that benchmark of like, you have to give yourself a goal to stay on it and to keep driving yourself for that 90 days. But even after that 90 days, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. I keep rambling.